Well, we have a change of plans. My inverter is not working. I wasn't gonna tell you guys all of this, but I feel it's quite necessary. I don't usually talk bad about individuals or companies. I'm also going back to Portsmouth because I found a veterinary over there that I'm gonna take Lily to. She's still not doing well. Guys, it has been a crazy week. Everything hit at once and I've been stressed out, full of anxiety. I think I've cried every day, several times a day. And I feel like this week I've literally just been hanging on by a thread. So let me take you back to what started it all. Who is it, guys?
Hey.
Oh my goodness, it's Daddy! Sugar, come on! Oh.
Sugar.
What's going on, everybody? Hi, Queenie! Queenie!
Hi.
Oh, there they go. And it's raining.
Of course it is.
And there's Grant. Colors are already changing. Oh, we're leaving, guys. It's sad, very sad. Well, friends, we have left Mark and Grant's house, and it was really hard to leave. They're such good friends, and I'm not gonna lie, I shed a couple of tears leaving because they're just amazing friends, and friends like that are very hard to come by. It's kind of weird being back in the van all of a sudden. I've been gone from it for 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks. And so it'll be kind of cool to get back in it. And just even driving over here to Woodstock was kind of fun. The leaves are starting to change. I'm excited. They're not there yet. They're still kind of green, but there's some that are turning like a little bit yellow and a little bit orange. But I'm hoping that we can hang out here in New England just long enough to see a lot of the fall foliage. But I'm definitely headed back to Maine so that we can kind of pick up where we left off and really explore that area again. Lily, are you glad to be back in here? Lily, say hi. Everybody wants to see you. What a girl. You glad to be back in the van? Maybe, yeah. Well, we have a change of plans. My inverter is not working. So I got settled over here in Woodstock and I went to start working and I noticed that my computer wasn't charging up. So process of elimination, I discovered that the GFCI breaker will not turn on. It's tripped and I've hit the reset button. I've done everything. It will not work. I've talked to my friend Gordon at AT&T and my friend Maury. And through a process of elimination, we have discovered that the inverter is probably not working or there's a bad connection somewhere. I am without an inverter and power to all of my AC outlets. So I'm actually headed back to my friends Mark's and Grant's house and we're just gonna plug into 30 amp and see if that will somehow trip the GFCI where it will go back on. Supposedly you need power to get that thing to reset. I have power going into it, but we're just gonna do one more test to see if doing the 30 amp works. So plugging into 30 amp did not work to reset the GFCI. However, it is charging my batteries. The air conditioner is not working and that is on a separate network. So that was one of the things I wanted to check is if the air conditioner works when I'm plugged in, then we know that the inverter is working, but the air conditioner is not working when I'm plugged in. It means that there's either a bad connection somewhere or the inverter is actually toast. Well, good morning. It's another day and we're off again. Fingers crossed that we can actually get out of here without any other issues. Thankfully, tell you, Mark and Grant, they are the best friends ever. I actually stayed in their house again last night while I was still trying to figure out what I'm going to do about the situation. I talked to Gordon again over at AT&T in San Francisco, and he can fix this issue, but It's in San Francisco, which is very far away from where I'm at in New York right now, and I still have a lot of things that I want to do here. So I'm going to use the Jackery batteries. I have two of them. One is 1,000 watts and the other one is 1,500. And I'll just make sure that while I'm driving that they stay charged. When I'm at the campground, I can actually charge those through the electrical pole there and just keep power in here. So thankfully I have those and I can still continue on with my journey here. Gotta plug you in, girl. Plug you in. Harness you in. There you go. You're all buckled up now. You ready? You feeling better? That was the other thing, is Lily wasn't feeling good yesterday. She was sick. I'm giving me side eye again. Well, Lily and I made it over here to, where am I at? Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I'm parked out on the street, as you can see, and that is my spot for the night. It's just by this beautiful pond over here. It has 72-hour street parking, so we're gonna stay here for the night, just one night, and then I have a campsite at 1,000 Trails in Wells, Maine tomorrow. But I tell you what, it is beautiful outside. It's so nice and cool. The temperatures are going down, which is so good because my air conditioner is not working because of my inverter issue. But the Jackery batteries are really working out. So I have the 1,500 watt Jackery here, and I have the 1,000 watt over here. And I charged them while I was driving. I charged 1,000 watt first, so it's 100% charged. This one is 78% charged because I've been using it for my computer. I can plug in all of my items here to the AC outlets. I have USBs. I have a DC power as well. There's no issues whatsoever with it. It's working out. I just have to move these around a little bit, but hey, it works while I'm having issues with my inverter right now. So I also wanted to make really clear that you can see that I have lights on up here. My overhead lights are all working perfectly fine. The only thing that this is affecting is my outlets. So things like this right here, these AC outlets are not working, but anything that's on DC power, which is overhead lights, my Truma Combi, which is my furnace and water heater, my water pump is working, my fantastic fan is working. So all of those things are working on DC power. Oh, and the refrigerator. The refrigerator is on DC as well. So that's a huge plus. So thankfully all that stuff is working fine. It's just the inverter. On another note, Lily is still not feeling well. So this is her second day, so probably 36 hours that she has had a little bit of diarrhea and she's been throwing up, but she's got her appetite back, so she's eating. I don't know if it's because she's been back in the van and maybe the movement or something. I don't really know. It's kind of weird. I think she was actually getting sick before we left to get in the van because she had diarrhea in the middle of the night before we left to get in the van. So I'm not sure what's going on with her, but I'm keeping her really well hydrated and trying to keep her comfortable and, you know, let her go outside and go to the bathroom and make sure she eats if she's hungry. If she's not hungry, she doesn't eat. But of course, you know, I worry because she's my girl and she can't tell me what's wrong. Welcome to Maine. We made it over here to the Moody Beach Campground in Wells, Maine, and I got some chicken for Lily. So I'm gonna do some chicken and rice for her, get her tummy feeling better hopefully, and then you might wanna know how am I cooking this with no power to the AC outlets. So let me show you. So here's my Jackery 1500. I have this plugged into AC, and then I just simply hit that button here to toggle the power on and off. If you hit display, which it just came on, it says I have 72% power left. Right now it's pulling 16 watts, well, 0 watts now with it just plugged in, and I'll show you what happens when I actually turn the Instant Pot on saute, just to start heating it up. Let's see, 583 watts right now. So this is 1500 watts. I've done a zillion tests on this thing, and another video, if you haven't seen that, you can just click up here in the corner and watch that video. 1500 watts, it should handle the pressure cooker with no problem. So we're gonna see it's 71% power right now. Let's see what happens when we're done cooking this chicken and rice. pressure cooker's on, it uses the most power when it tries to get to pressure, and then it won't use as much power. So let's see how long that takes. We're using 583 watts right now, 584. Looks like it might top off about right there. We'll keep an eye on it. So the Instant Pot just went to 15 minutes, which means it's up to pressure and it's starting the countdown to cook. And if I go over here to Jackery, interesting, it says it's using 0 to power this thing, which I feel like it should have shown a little bit of something there, but it's not drawing any power, and it used, what is that, like 16% power. Well, I wasn't gonna tell you guys all of this, but I feel it's quite necessary. I don't usually talk bad about individuals or companies. If I have someone who wants to work with me and they want to sponsor a video and I don't like their product, then I just don't do a review on it. I'm just dealing with a lot right now, you know, with the whole inverter issue and then Lily being sick, and it's worried me so much. I'm not gonna say who or anything, but I have family members who have COVID, and I'm seriously stressed out and I'm worried about them, and I've been crying, and you know, and just, it's been a long day. Then I get here to the Thousand Trails campsite and checked in, everything was fine. Got here to my site, everything was fine, until about 5 hours later, they came over and said I needed to move spots. They said this spot was reserved for bigger RVs, and the thing is that this spot is an open spot, meaning there's no trees or anything that are overhanging, and all of the trees that are in the back lot reduce my ability to get a hotspot signal, so it doesn't work back there. So I've stayed here before this year, and I've been 4 spots down actually. I'm not gonna move because this is first come first served basis. It states that right on their website. They told me that I had to move because other people with larger RVs need to come out here. Even though the sites in the back will accommodate larger RVs, they're just discriminating against me because I have a van. This actually happened to one of my other friends as well at this same campground after I left this last time. I refused to move because I pay just as much as everybody else does here, and it's discriminatory to me just because I have a smaller RV. It's ridiculous. And so I refuse to move. I'm already set up. I'm having to deal with Lily. I'm making her food, you know, because she's been sick. I have all my stuff set up now, you know, for the campsite, and I'm working, and honestly didn't really need this right now. And of course, they don't know that. They told me that if I didn't move by Monday, that they were going to suspend my account. That's not cool because that's actually against the terms of the policy and my membership. They've literally come over here 3 times to bother me about it. And then I finally said, you need to stop bothering me. I'm not going to move. But I did tell them that if they decide to go that route, then I'm going to go straight to their corporate office about it, and if they suspend my account, they're going to give me back every bit of my money that I have spent for my Thousand Trails membership. I've always advocated for Thousand Trails. Maybe it's just this particular campground because I've not had any problems at any other campground. Never. Not going to be bullied. I just wanted to say this on here because I want you guys to know what I'm experiencing with Thousand Trails. Again, I've always told you guys that I would say the good with the bad, and this is one of those bad moments. So my face is all red and splotchy because I was crying and had a little bit of a moment where I just was like, this is ridiculous. And I'm letting things get to me too. So anyways, I'm gonna relax now. I'm gonna have some dinner and probably go to bed early. Get a good night's sleep. After much consideration, I've decided to leave this campground. There's just too much negative energy here for me with how they treated me yesterday. I'm also going back to Portsmouth because I found a veterinary over there that I'm going to take Lily to. She's still not doing well. 3 full days of diarrhea. She threw up again this morning. She has diarrhea again. Not to be gross, but it has mucus coming out with it. I just want to make sure she's okay. My baby, oh, I wish she felt better. It just breaks my heart. Baby. I was coming into Portsmouth and just happened to see this veterinary hospital over here, and so I decided to go ahead and bring her in. They're doing curbside pickup here in this parking lot, and so I just called the number and they came out here and got her, and then they're inside with her right now getting her all checked out, and they just called me to kind of go over what was happening. Gosh, I hope she's okay. Of course, like, I've been crying all morning, and you know, I just worry. So hopefully there's nothing to worry about. Maybe she just got a messed up GI tract and they'll give her probably some antibiotics and some fluids and stuff. So anyways, I just worry, you know, she's 14 years old. She'll be 14 actually this coming week here. Yeah, I just hope she's okay. I love this little dog. Lily! Baby, you better? She got a little bit of a lump right here where they put the fluids in her. They basically said that she just has an irritation in her GI tract, some inflammation. They did all the blood work, so there's no apparent underlying issues going on inside her. Her blood work came back good. So we have some anti-nausea and some anti-diarrhea medication. They already put the anti-nausea under her skin. Look at that, it's so fluidy right there, just moving around. Poor girl. Then some bland food that will help her GI tract, and then they said the chicken and rice is perfectly fine to keep doing that. And then some probiotics. They said she actually looks pretty good, especially for a 14-year-old. Lily was doing the trust fall with them. She does this to me all the time. You guys might have seen it before. She just starts leaning back so you can rub her belly, and you're just supposed to catch her. Oh, but they loved her. They loved her.
We walked that season of gold. I'd walk it again with you. Clouded moments, hazy pictures in my mind. I've seen this moment before. Can I go there again with you? Reminisce of where time stands still.
You okay, baby? Oh, poor Lily. She's been like this all night. Snuggled up against me, wouldn't leave my side. Girl just doesn't feel good. Sorry, baby. Come on, Lily, let's go. What are you doing? You want your belly rubbed? You want your belly rubbed? Okay. I know, you just want the belly rub. Okay, come on, let's go. Let's go. Lily, come, let's go. Let's go, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing, Pumpkin? Lily's doing much better. It was really tough for a little while there. I was so scared. But I'm glad I went to the emergency vet hospital over in Portsmouth, New Hampshire to get her taken care of. It was worth every penny to make sure that she was okay. So far so good. She's doing much better now. I'm so thankful. This is my girl. I love you, girl. I'm glad you're doing better, honey. I was so worried about you. So throughout all of this as well, with the inverter issue and with Lily being sick and the 1,000 trails issue that I was having, I was dealing with the fact that I had 4 members of my family diagnosed with COVID, and I don't want to talk about who they are just to protect their privacy. One of my family members was in critical condition and was taken to the ER, and then the other family member tried to go to the emergency room, and the ambulance couldn't take him because they didn't have enough room in the hospitals. There was people lined in the hallways, and so I'm sure you've heard all of these stories before. We're hearing it all over the world that hospitals are full, and he couldn't go to the hospital and he ended up dying. So I'm thankful right now that the other 3 family members have been okay. They're still kind of dealing with it, but I think they're out of the woods and they're able to get better. So needless to say, it's been a very, very rough week. Like, oh my goodness. Could everything just happen at one time? Which it did. Everything happened at once, and so that's why I said I've been hanging on by a thread right now. So I've even contemplated calling a doctor and getting anti-anxiety medication, and I am not a person that takes medication really unless it's like dire straits. I'd rather not do that if I possibly can. I try to really stay calm through meditation and breathing and like being out in nature, and so I'm trying to go that route right now instead of getting on meds. But I know that like meds are there to help you if you really need it, so I'm gonna go down this route first and then just try to stay calm. And I'm monitoring my blood pressure. I don't have issues with my blood pressure, but you know, when you're stressed out, I'm just careful, you know, and so I've been monitoring my blood pressure. Anyways, just trying to be really careful. Definitely don't need to have a stroke or heart attack out on the road. I am so thankful that I found this boat ramp over here. It was so fantastic last night. Being out here, it's quiet and peaceful, and I really love it. And it's only 68 degrees today. I am so grateful for that. It's just a wonderful, wonderful place over here, and a much needed respite away from the city and all the things that I was doing and things going on in my life. So yeah, I'm thankful for it. So we have the inverter here, and this is the breaker box and fuse box. You can see that the fuse here for GFCI is actually tripped, and it will not go over no matter what I do. I've tested it. I've done everything to get that back, and it won't. So the next thing is to check the connections on the inverter itself to see if there's anything loose. And it's back there, I think. I don't know where to check this at. I've concluded that I cannot fix it on my own. So it's really, really tight back there, and I can't even see the screws to take the inverter out. I know there's a way. It's been taken out before, a long time ago when we were fixing some other issues, but I think it's gonna require like the bed to come up and move some of that stuff out, and probably a little bit more light. I'm gonna wait and have someone else fix it for me. We all know that these things happen. It's been 3.5 years since I've been in this van, and so things are gonna go wrong, and we just need to fix them along the way. But it is one of those things that's kind of a pain in the butt when it happens. But the good news, again, is that I have the jackeries that I've been using, and those have really gotten me through. If it weren't for those jackeries, I would be probably driving out to San Francisco to have Gordon at Edge Van Works fix this pretty quickly. But I can take my time and still do the things that I wanted to do here because I have the jackeries. So yay, Jackery, for sending me those batteries.
Storm that shook me wasn't the ending. That maybe saving, she's hiding inside the breaking and the aching. I'm feeling the weight of love and the emptiness when you lose it. But I won't trade my life to feel safe, so I choose love. Breathe in, breathe out. My hope is still healing. Just got to breathe in, breathe out.